I'm Father Robert Ballister, the digital Jesuit, host of This Week in Enterprise Tech, here at Enterprise Connect 2017 in Orlando, Florida. And I'm sitting next to Mr. Christopher Thompson. He is the Vice President of Business Solutions Marketing at Plantronics. Now, Chris, I love Plantronics. In fact, in my bag right now, I have a Plantronics headset. They're the only brand that I trust, but I gotta ask you, this is a UC conference. Aside from selling headsets to some of these vendors, what's Plantronics doing at Enterprise Connect?
What's our role? We've always been a peripheral. Well, we started to look back to how do our headsets operate. And if you think about the audio, my transmit going over the microphone, then out to the remote person, their transmit coming back and into my ears, that's flowing through a DSP. Every time that voice crosses a DSP, we get events. What we've determined is that we can actually take that telemetry and provide unique insight to our customers. We say that it's the first step in helping to measure people's smiles. And we're actually talking about that here at Enterprise Connect as a cloud-based service called Plantronics Manager Pro.
Okay, you got to tell me how that works. So I understand there's a lot of processing power in my headset. I mean, that's the reason why I bought it. You can do everything from noise cancellation to knowing when I have the headset on or not. But determining whether or not I'm smiling, how does that magic work?
Well, your little Voyager Legend there has about 3 million lines of code in the firmware. So it's as much a computing appliance as it is a headset. What we do is that we deploy a piece of agent software on a PC or a mobile phone or a Mac, so iOS, Android, Windows or a Macintosh, and it's used by the user to adjust settings, do firmware updates, make the headset perform in a way that makes it special to you. At the same time, that piece of software can be connected to a cloud service, to a private tenant for a business, wherein an IT manager or a contact center manager can use that cloud service to control the headset, to control the settings on the headset, as well as to collect telemetry from the interaction so that they can take that first step towards measuring the smile. And I'll give you a really simple example. Let's suppose you're in a contact center and you're using one of our DA headsets with Encore Pro. So the DA is an inline audio processor, and voice is transversing over that audio processor, and the telemetry is being collected by Hub and then sent up to the cloud. Now, let's say you're not having such a good day, and you've got a customer on the phone, and the customer's trying to say something to you, and you're just really not letting them talk very much, and you're talking over them. Well, we're going to detect that, not as a voice conversation, we're going to detect that as a simultaneous near-end and far-end transmission. And we might notice that during this day, most of the time when you've been talking to your customers, you've been spending most of the time in an over-talk state, where you're talking at the same time as your customer. That's not a great situation. Nobody's going to be smiling in that situation. So the contact center manager then can use that as a way to coach you about having a better interaction with your customer. What we're finding is in the contact center, when voice is being used, it's almost as if every voice interaction is now an escalation. So that's putting a lot more stress on the contact center interaction. So anything that we can do to make it better, to help people have a better interaction or more successful interaction, will actually help measure or create a smile for you and for the customer.
Yeah, essentially, you've turned Plantronics into not just an optional, but an essential piece of a call management center. If you're not running this technology, you are wasting a lot of your resources.
We've moved from being an essential peripheral to now we're an essential business system, and we're integrating to other essential business systems. And that is really our direction. When we look ahead, when voice matters, when the ability for people to connect and communicate and work together, when it really matters, we want to be part of that, and we want to be solely focused on making the experience better for both sides of the conversation.
You've made the perfect business wearable. This is a wearable that actually does things that are useful, and it's an incredible point of data gathering for big data analytics. It seems to be in its infancy, though. I mean, Plantronics is getting me excited. Where is this going to go? I mean, what am I not seeing yet about this puzzle? Yes, it'll be great in call centers. Yes, it will be good for IT managers who want to know which human resources are available and which aren't. But what's the next step for Plantronics?
Well, there's a lot. So we've had this business model in the market just for over a year. We're in 123 countries with it, so all around the world. We have customers now in more than 50 different countries. It's taking off quickly, but what's been interesting is where we're seeing it being used. So right now there's 4 big use cases. One is in the contact center, people looking at quality assessments. The other is in the contact center around troubleshooting and compliance. So an acoustic event happens in the contact center. We can now use our acoustic analysis suite to show how the agent was protected while the siren was going by the police officer, or while the fire alarm was sounding where the customer was calling into a contact center. We can show how that incident was reduced in volume to protect the agent's hearing. That's the first time anyone's been able to show that. That's very important for compliance when people worry about the noise levels and the noise dosage that agents receive. In the UC market, when we see a new UC deployment, whether it's to the cloud or on premises, people are using this product to make sure that everyone's first experience is successful. So using our personas, we can pre-provision the headsets, so when the user first connects it, the settings are applied, the firmware is updated, and everybody has a great experience out of the box. So that's a really important selling strategy for our partners. What you'll see over time is we'll embed inside more systems. We'll connect to IT troubleshooting, trouble ticket systems, to contact center quality management systems, to wireless performance management systems. There's all kinds of different places now where we can start to provide data so that we can provide additional insight to those systems so our customers can make better decisions.
So you're going from a headset to an actionable data set.
Completely. That's what our insight strategy is all about.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, Chris, if they wanted to find out more about Plantronics, of course they should go and find some Plantronics products because, well, they're easy sells, but
they're not hard to find, but yes.
But if they want to learn more about this insight, learn more about what you're doing with the data you can collect from your headsets, where should they go?
The easiest place is www.plantronics.com, and just click on our products page and you can look at our software and services offering. It's right there. You can even request a demo right over the web.
Chris Thompson, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for the information you've dropped on our audience. Now, folks, if you need more, stay tapped because we've got plenty from Enterprise Connect 2017.